guess since so many companies are actually either using social media themselves or they know of people or people in their organization are using it in a personal capacity, the best thing to do is actually ask people around them. So there's just plenty of companies out there that'll charge you a fortune to tell you what needs to be done. But I think it's a case of maybe asking partner companies if they're already using social media, how they're using social media, and asking people as well what they think is the best way of doing it. Ideally though, companies should be on social media themselves, maybe in a personal capacity to start with, just to see what people are doing and to get an idea of the flow of information that's happening and so on, and then make an informed decision after that whether social media is good for them and whether they actually have the resources to keep on using social media. Because one of the things with social media is it takes up an awful lot of time and you have to interact with people. You can't just broadcast out anymore. I guess you can call it a danger, but since information is being shared more online than anywhere else, and the amount of information that's created every single year apparently is the same as the amount of information that's been created since existence up to about 1990, it means that there's just a massive amount of good information that you can get and maybe bad information too. If you're not where the flow of information is happening, you are going to miss out. You're going to miss what's happening and you're going to be playing catch up. And sometimes if you play catch up, you're spending more time trying to educate yourself on stuff that becomes obsolete by the time you've caught up than actually being there as well. So again, the danger is that you're not going to get good information. So it's not a bad thing, it's not a sin to not be on social media, but I think just from the way things are working now with Twitter and Facebook, news is breaking there. So Twitter had the whole Osama bin Laden thing a couple of days ago, and other information is breaking there first, and then it's going into mainstream media. And some stuff isn't going into mainstream media, so you're going to miss out on that. So you need to be where information is happening and information is being shared. And that's the advantage of it, and the disadvantage is you might be completely blind to this thing. So while there's an awful lot of hype around social media and Twitter and Facebook, I still think a company should always go back to their website. That should be their core space online, because it's the only thing you have full and absolute control of. Facebook could change your minds on something in the morning and that's your campaign gone, or Twitter is the same. So concentrate on your website first, and the important thing nowadays is you need to be found on Google and found for certain phrases. So you can look after your website and optimize it, and it's actually easy enough to do. Optimize it so that people will come with search phrases that you've chosen to be found for. So they'll come in that way. And maybe next after that is consider maybe doing something like a blog, so that you can regularly update people on what you're doing, and that actually helps with search results as well. And then if you're going after the business to business market, while Facebook is fantastic and there's well over 2 million Irish people on it alone and 600 million worldwide, it's still very much business to consumer. So if you want to be after consumers, go there. Otherwise, there are places like LinkedIn for business to business, and sometimes even Twitter for business to business, and it might be worth going there as well. The best thing to do is ask informed people in your network. There are going to be people that are using Facebook, are using LinkedIn, are using Twitter, YouTube, that you do know, because the volumes show that you are directly connected to those people. So ask them how they use it and how they use what they think maybe is a good company that's using social media, and then maybe talk to those companies or just see what they're doing and go from there. The important thing in any type of aspect of this is you have to have your business objectives in place before you go in. What can Twitter do for you? What can Facebook do for you? What can a blog do for you? Otherwise, you'll go in blind and you might find that you're spending 6 months looking after this and not knowing what you're getting back from it. So you plan that in advance and then measure as you go. You'll see exactly the reward that you're getting within a couple of hours or a couple of days.